Welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design.
And one guy that does.
Oh, yes, Sammy's jumped ahead of me saying my name. I'm Trevor Scott. There's Ben Slinger over there.
Yeah. How do we usually do this? Yeah, you've ruined the whole thing. The whole cadence of our intro, Samuel.
This is how we do it.
Yep. So, the wonderful Sammy Deej is here joining us from the Inconsolable podcast.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for welcoming me. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to welcome.
Just
Thank you for inviting me after how many months that you've been asking.
It's been 15 months. I checked. The last time
how many days,
did it
how many
was...
hours?
Well, the last one was when we did the whole pre-packs thing, where we both recorded stuff for each other's podcasts.
Yeah, back in 2017.
Oh my goodness. That was when I was away in Canada,
back in the day.
No, that was the pre-packs.
Yes.
To the city.
The packs.
Yes.
And we played Drop Mix.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Fun
and you
times.
beat us.
Fun times.
Yes.
Okay, so Sammy knows how the game of Click Pitch is played, but does our audience? Ben, why don't you let them know?
I shall. So Click Pitch is a game where we each have a random word generator in front of us, and on the count of 3, 2, 1, click, we will click refresh. We're going to get a new word, and we're going to slam those words together, slap them together like a few, fish at a fish market, and make some good old game design fish paste.
With a slight wrinkle tonight, if we come up with something good enough, Sammy may actually go and make it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sam.
Because things have changed in the last 15 months because I'm now studying game design, programming stuff. So yeah, if we could come up with a cool game that isn't very graphically intense, got some cool sound design stuff associated with it, I might do that. Mainly because the last time I attempted to make a game idea that didn't go super well.
Oh, that's okay.
You just needed
all a learning experience.
You needed some Click Pitch to set you off on the right path. So let's do it.
We may end up giving you some dodgy models to use in your game. Because...
Oh, okay.
Because, if we come up with memorable characters, we're going to have to come up with, some sort of model that you can put in the back somewhere. I think.
So you're the one that's going to be making that model for me?
Oh, yeah. Both of us have got really, really bad Blender skills.
Yeah, we're marginally handy with Blender. We'll throw you some polys. We'll shove some polys in your direction.
Oh my god.
All right, let's get into some games because we're 3 minutes in and we haven't started anything. So 3, 2, 1, click. Mush.
I got convertible.
Okay.
Width. As in how wide it is.
Oh, width. Right.
Mush convertible width.
So, with those first two words, I was thinking huskies pulling a car.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe this could be sort of a bit of an arcadey kind of thing where you're picking up dogs as you go and adding them to your crew.
That's one way to describe it.
I don't mean running them over.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't be going that fast. You start with a single husky.
I admittedly, that image alone makes me think of the Forza Motorsports game where the car goes way too slowly and yet still manages to slide and crash into the side of walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So, maybe we can make a game out of that. But there's also width. So, the only other way that I was going was convertible width. So in some way the width of something changes.
Well, that could be maybe the formation of your dogs. Maybe having them more spread out means that, you're going to go a bit slower but be a bit more, I don't know, stable or something. Yeah. It could just be alternative. It could just be a dog race, what do you call that sport anyway?
Iditarod?
Yeah, that's the event, right? Anyway, dog sledding. Dog sledding? Dog.
Yeah.
It could just be a competitive. Well, if you took the convertible as being convertible width, you don't necessarily need the car, even though that's really funny. I like the car.
The other thing that I was thinking is you're driving a bus that's led by dogs, but it's do you guys remember from, which one was it? Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban, where they have that bus that changes width to
the night bus
go between.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe we have that, but led by dogs.
It's that bus.
It's that.
Well, maybe this is a Harry Potter spin-off, and they're not dogs; they're whatever the kestrels. right?
No, I still like the idea of
because you'd still
the
say
dogs.
mush. You still might say mush.
I like the idea of dogs because of what I'm about to say. You start with 10 HP, which is 10 husky power.
Husky
Oh my god, this again.
And as you pick up extra dogs, you add HP, but as you crash, you lose HP.
Do they die?
Oh my god, I know
They
exactly
run
what I want
away.
this- No, I
not very
know
well
exactly what
trained.
I want this game to be. I want this game to be... Do you remember, like, Wacky Races?
Yeah, like Wacky Wheels? Was it Wacky? No, was it?
Oh,
No.
yeah, whatever
No.
it was. Like, you had that evil guy with that, like,
Yeah.
shitty dog that would snicker all the time.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking of.
You do
Catch
that, but
the
you do that...
pigeon.
No, I was thinking
you
of,
do
of
like
the
that.
old PC Mario Kart ripoff game.
Ah.
No, not the
Like the
Apogee
cartoon.
bloody wacky races. No.
So
Wacky
what you
Wheels.
do is
Yeah.
That was Wacky.
you
No,
do
Wacky
that. You do that in like a fantasy setting, like a Harry Potter world. So you have like the double-decker bus that can change sizes. You have basically, I'm thinking you have a giant dog that's like comprised of smaller dogs, and if you crash, like dogs just fly off, like the size, like
Send out the dogs with dogs in their mouth, and when they crash, dogs fly off.
yeah, and you have like someone on a Pegasus or something.
Yeah, and look,
it's
Trevor,
just
you can
like,
still have HP. It's just they're now Harry Potters. You measured your life in Harry
Oh.
Potters.
oh my god, and oh my god, so like this could basically be like the Overwatch of racing games. Like everyone gets like certain moves that they can do.
That could be
Shit.
cool.
I don't know.
Actually,
Either the Overwatch or the Mortal Kombat of races. So finish that.
Those poor puppies.
I'm not sure there were a lot of fatality. Oh well, that's not true. I was going to say in the Harry Potter universe, but actually a lot of kids died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the whole like background radiation is like there was a guy that's basically Hitler.
Oh yeah, just trying to genocide. Genocide a whole gen.
Eugenics and stuff.
Yep.
So on
Good
eugenics,
dude.
3, 2, 1, click.
Okay.
That was good though. This,
Oh my god, I need to change the complexity of this. Like I'm just getting like stuff that I can't use. I don't.
What do
think.
you want?
ugh.
It was average, and it was giving me shit like Nightingale. I'm like, that's a little bit complicated to spin an entire game.
That
out
just
of.
would have
No,
been,
it's
that
not.
just would have been a Hunger Games license.
Maybe.
Yeah, all of these are licensed games. We need to like go something non-copyright. Okay,
Okay. Reliability.
thanking.
Seepage.
What?
Seepage.
Seepage. No.
Reliability and seepage.
If nothing else, we need to like do these in different orders because every single time I go second, I'm like, sweet, I got the fucking game idea right here, and then third one is like,
Okay, what was your thanking?
thanking.
Okay, this is
Reliable
some
thanking.
sort of
It's like,
plumbing.
that's
This
good.
is some sort of plumbing game then.
Okay.
And there's an element of customer service in there. So if you make sure to like pull your pants up and not show your plumbers crack, then you'll get more points from the person whose drain you're fixing. And it's all actually, you know what this is? It's Mario Party, but it's like realistic Mario Party
Actual plumbing.
where they're actual plumbers and actually doing their real like. So it's all
So
mini
it's-
games. So you're like.
It's plumbing simulator, but it's Mario, so it's okay.
Yeah, so, one of the mini games is snaking a drain or tightening a...
Plunging a toilet.
Plunging a toilet, tightening a gasket or whatever. I don't know, plumbing. And then you can bring in, like, what are the actual realistic things that some of the other characters would do? So you got Princess Peach and she's having to, like, rule her kingdom or something. I don't know what...
No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work out.
You've got Toad, who is a mushroom, and so he has to, like, release spores.
Run away from... He has to run away from...
He has to release spores.
That's all they
Just
can do.
sneezing in
just a
everyone's
fucking
faces.
mushroom.
Well, I was thinking that Toad is like one of those rare, like, truffle mushrooms. So he's got to run away from, like...
From pigs.
From truffle-sniffing pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wouldn't that be like the old guy? Isn't the old guy kind of more truffle mushroomy looking? I don't know.
Aren't they all Toad?
No, but like some of them are, like you've got Toadette, who's the female one because she's got pigtails.
Is Toad their race or the name of some of them?
Well, I feel like it should be the name of one of them. Like it's weird
ambiguous,
because there's lots of
right?
clones,
Yeah.
but then there's lots of ones that look like different for some arbitrary reason. It's like the whole Smurfs thing. It's just like all of them look the same, but like one of them's got blonde hair and tits, and it's like, okay, well she's Smurfette, I guess. She's the queen.
So, thinking back about the Mario games, there's something that's always irked me. If Mario and Luigi have made it to the Mushroom Kingdom, how the hell did Wario and Waluigi also happen to get there? Like, it just doesn't make sense that they also managed to get to come from like our world.
Are they supposed to have come from our world, or are you just going off the canon of the fucking movie again? I feel like for Trevor, the Super Mario Brothers movie is like the source of canon.
It's the
rest is just like a bastardization.
Oh my god!
Of that.
My question, and like where I feel like this is the point where we have to officially admit that we're completely going off game design. But like, why haven't they ever made like Mario Pipe Dream? Like that just
it seems like a no-brainer.
Just makes the most sense.
Well, that would be one of the mini games in this. To come back to it, to come back to Mario Plumber Party.
Well, I would like Mario Plumber Party to literally be a prequel to all other Mario Party games. In that, when you get to the end,
just Mario and Luigi,
you get a Mario
so lonely that they just constantly have plumber parties. So it's only two players.
Yeah,
with Wario and Waluigi.
It's just them jerking it. It's like plumbing party.
Seepage. Oh, you bring out the worst in this, Sammy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, okay, go on, Trevor. So, do they invite all their plumber mates over and they do like plumber trials?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking that your four main plumbers are your Mario, your Luigi, your Wario, and your Waluigi.
Famous plumbers. Who else can we get into this game? Ooh, John Harrington, Thomas Crapper.
What?
Michael. Wait. I've got questions about this.
Thomas Crapper is a famous plumber.
Yeah.
That's too good.
Yeah.
He's one of the unlockable characters.
Yeah.
It has fucking like, wow. I've got so many questions because it's got Michael Caine and Ozzy Osbourne on this list. I'm like, how does that maybe they were plumbers before.
Well, I reckon they may have been.
And they've got Mario in here. Good work.
Okay. So this is before the Mushroom Kingdom stuff happened. I'm picturing that Nintendo finally decided to do a prequel story to how everything happened, and they started by doing Mario's Plumber Party. And basically, Mario and Luigi were so bored of their regular lives that they thought, let's put on like an Olympic-style plumbers games called a plumbing party.
Yep.
And the winner wins.
Well, they make a trophy.
The golden pipe.
They make a giant trophy out of pipes.
Yeah, which big giant green pipe.
Yeah, exactly. And then the final
so
challenge.
Many comments that I want to make, and all of them are absolutely horrible.
The final challenge is they dare someone to try to fit into the big trophy pipe.
and that's why,
like, yes,
why
I will do this.
And we never heard from Dario again.
And then Dario went down there. He just never came back. And then Mario was like, I'll try to follow him, but he just ended up somewhere else.
Oh my god, every time I think of the name Dario, I think of that bloody character from that Italian...
Avanti!
Avanti, yeah. Did you have to learn Italian at high school there, Sammy?
Not in high school.
Because we did, and there was a textbook called Avanti, and one of the characters' name was Dario. When you said that, straight away, the front cover of that stupid thing came into my head.
Yep, I can picture it.
Was he like a Tasmania Jones-esque figure that like taught you about Italian?
Oh, I wish.
No, there were a lot of Italian characters in there, and yeah, I still don't remember any Italian. Okay, 3,
you
2,
know
1,
Avanti
quick.
at least.
Yeah.
Lapel.
I want to go last. I want to hold the power.
Embarrassment.
Okay.
Ben's already gone.
Dramatic pause.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, mine was lapel. We just ruined the dramatic
lapel,
pause.
Embarrassment, and mine's outrage. Okay. So, my immediate instinct
go with it
is we're going for. Do you remember maybe 2/3 of the way through the Anchorman, where he's just like, San Diego is like the worst fucking place ever, kind of thing, on the local TV, and everyone hates him. I'm thinking like that kind of an image.
So that's
something to do with a lapel.
That's like the intro. This is a narrative sort of story, a narrative game.
He swaps out the lapel pins for ones that have like dicks on them or something.
Well, I was just thinking lapel mic. I was thinking that you literally start as a news anchor who's just said something on air that has embarrassed him and outraged everyone else. And that's the start of your story.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think it's a Ron Burgundy-esque character.
Mm-hmm.
Like local news anchor, embarrasses himself. And then it turns into a adventure game.
Yeah.
of him trying to find his next job.
Yeah. So what are the main overall puzzle goals in this classic point and click adventure game?
I'm thinking that you're trying to get either one of your previous co-stars or something like that to be twice as embarrassed by something that they say.
So you're trying to sabotage everyone else.
To basically move the outrage away from yourself and onto someone else so that you're no longer in the zeitgeist.
Yep. I like it. But then I feel like that has to go horribly wrong and make the situation even worse. Like, so that's that's your Act 1 puzzle goal.
Yeah, you just like throw water over someone else and you're like, ha ha ha, take that like N-word or something. It's just like, whoa, okay.
No, I think the whole first act is a series of, typical point and click puzzles where you have to basically trick your co-anchor to say something on air in a similar way, or to maybe it's at a on location. Maybe you've been demoted, or in your shame you've had to go out on location, which is just totally something that the key anchor doesn't do. Go out on location, but as part of that you're trying to make a series of events occur, which mean your co-anchor then will do something even worse.
Important question: is it possible that we're on location, they're however many kilometers away, and what we have to do is set up a very complex Rube Goldberg-like machine that will travel the 20-something kilometers or whatever to the studio to then embarrass the co-worker?
Well, okay, I do like the idea actually of them being back in the studio, because I was kind of thinking that they were both out on location for some reason, but yes.
Oh, okay, well then you just push them into the tiger pit. I mean,
I'm not trying to kill them. I'm just trying to make them do something worse than whatever.
No, but they get all freaked out and be like, Mommy, help me, or whatever, and, that's embarrassing.
Perhaps. Then how does it go horribly wrong? Do they die? And then
no.
Cell phone footage of you pushing them in comes out, and then you're even more fucked.
Then you're on the run from the law, and it just turns into a fugitive game. No, I'm thinking that you push them into the tiger pit, but then when they get down there, they happen to save the tiger from choking or something like that, and they're hailed as a hero.
So then you just throw a rock at them or something.
Well, then I think okay. So what does the second act move on to? Is it now?
Well, I think that's your downward spiral. That's your downward spiral.
Yeah,
that's your
he's in a glass case of emotion.
Yeah,
yada yada yada.
Well, then it turns into a very serious. The network puts you in mandated therapy, and the next act of the game is literally just conversation trees with your therapist as you try to determine how you got here, what's wrong with you,
and then the final act is like an Outlast kind of escape thing. Where there's, just jump scares all over the place for whatever reason.
Yeah, and it just turns into a totally first-person hide and seek game. The place you need to get to is hide under the anchor's desk, so that when they go on air, you can pop up and be back on TV again. And because you've convinced yourself that if you can just get back on air, everything will be fine.
Okay.
And then the ending is the other co-anchor reappears and it's everything's fine. And then the ending scene's in the dressing room where they just pull off the masks and it's just their skin back.
I have no idea.
I'm back, baby.
Okay, so I've got another idea that I'll just quickly throw out.
Okay.
Just as an idea to see whether you guys want to run with this one either. So you being the anchor or whatever, you've just said something really embarrassing, has outraged a whole heap of people. You go outside and straight away people are mobbing you. Mm-hmm. And that's when you take over and it turns into basically a survival horror game where you're trying to get through mobs of people a la Resident Evil or something like that. Dead Rising or something like that.
They're all just middle-aged women.
But it's just people who are just outraged. So they're normal people.
So you can't just kill them.
You can't just kill them, but you can sort of...
And be triggered.
Well, you can get into sort of a rage mode and whack them over the head with a sign or something like that.
So are we talking kind of cartoony violence?
Cartoony
knocking
violence,
these people back as you can't... do you have then a destination you're trying to get to? Probably a bar to drink away your sorrows. Is it around
you're just trying to get away
losing line of sight of the mob as well?
And what I like is that as you go through the game, you can sort of do some Hitman-esque things of trying to disguise yourself, but then someone recognizes you and you've got to get through the mob again and all this sort of stuff.
I like the idea of just you go out there, there's mobs of people coming, you can kind of push your way forward through them. If you kind of get loose, you've got limited endurance, but you can run and you'll get a little bit away from them. But so it's about finding a bike that you can then go for a while, and then, the bike breaks and you find someone's skateboard and you're like, can I borrow this kid? And then you grab onto the back of a manure truck. Right. And it's about breaking line of sight, but then you have the destination to get to. So you still are going to have to, then it's like, all right, I've got to find a disguise, trench coat, sunglasses, hat, sneak your way through. You finally get to the bar, but then the bartender recognizes you, and another mob comes, and that's level 2.
Yeah, I'm just imagining how creepy it would actually be if there was a stalker fan that kept on appearing every now and again, a la your big unstoppable sort of evil guy in Resident Evil 2, your tyrant, but you got basically a stalker fan who he's totally outraged and really wants to harm you.
You betrayed me.
How could you do this to me? Trying to remember quotes from Anchorman that are relevant.
I like that. That could be.
Yeah.
There's some. I was picturing it kind of as a top-down sort of thing. Were you picturing it more like third-person action?
Yeah, third-person action, a la your Resident Evil. I was just picturing, being right in close, whether it be first person, whether it be, sort of over the shoulder.
Maybe it switches back and forth. Maybe it's over the shoulder when you're in the mob and you're really trying to push your way through to give you that real claustrophobic feel. But as you break away, the camera kind of pulls up and you get a much more overhead view, because then it's about, I need to get around this building so nobody can see me, or there's a bike over there. You've got a bit more visibility, and it's more about getting through the city and getting away. That could be
definitely
cool. I like it.
Do you know how much I had to really hold off on saying beat them off?
God. Well, then he said,
just gotta wank them a little.
Every time I thought every time I thought about the mob, I thought, okay, and then you got to beat them off. I'm like, oh god damn it, not again.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, click. Diagnosing.
Drinking.
Variance. I mean, that's okay. So there's more than one thing that happens in the game.
No, I think I've got it. It's a little bit like Double Shot that we saw at PAX, the VR bartending game.
Oh yeah.
Except you are actually a doctor, and so it's kind of a relatively fast-paced thing where people are coming up. Instead of ordering drinks, they're giving you symptoms, and you're like, "Oh shit! All right, you got to look it up over in this book." You're like, okay, that's probably smallpox, which means here's the medicine I need to mix up to cure you. And so it's a cross between a doctor and a bartending game.
Okay. That kind of just sounds like you're a drug dealer.
I mean, yeah, but you've got a prescription pad, so it's fine.
It's not illegal.
You have to do the prescriptions too, which will be fine, even though you have to do it fast, because it'll just look like any normal doctor's writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is in VR.
Yeah, of course it's VR.
Yeah.
Come on. All bartending games from now on should be in VR. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And just to cover off all bases, your prescription pad is also anthropomorphic and
fuck off.
And is your Scripty. Scripty is
and he loves it when he
always telling you.
Actually, no. His name should be Rex for RX, which means prescription.
Yeah. And he loves it when you draw, when you write all over him.
Oh yeah, it turns him on.
Yeah, even though every time you pull off a thing, it's like, you're ripping off a whole layer of
You're
skin.
pulling him off. It's fine. God, how do we get back here? God damn it.
Well, if you're gonna be like, it has to be in VR, gonna be like, it's weird.
No, it only had to be in VR because it made perfect sense to be in VR.
Yeah, but then why the fuck do we have to bring in anthropomorphic?
Well, that was Trevor.
Because I love the idea.
We're being a human, diagnosing human patients. We don't need, more sentience in this equation.
You don't realise
more sentience on this podcast.
The doctor has been drinking and self-prescribing, and he's actually tripping balls right now.
Oh my
so
God.
There is a narrative
that would add a nice wrinkle to things.
And Rex keeps on saying, it appears that you're trying to diagnose this patient. Would you like some help with that?
And then his help is always, take some more pills. It will be fine. You'll be a better doctor the more prescription medication you take.
Here's the thing that I love about that, though, is quite a lot of the time when I'm making games, I'm dealing with, there's bugs and shit isn't working like it's supposed to. If you're tripping balls, you can just be like, well, it's just part of the trip.
Yeah.
You know?
It's supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
every game.
What's
every
that? The
game should
graphics
just
look
say-
absolute shit. That's what it's like being on meth.
Yep.
So,
What you
if
don't
you
actually
like it,
realize is
yeah.
like your character's unreliable in the fact that he's been telling you that he's a doctor, but in reality he's just like, well, dreaming or tripping balls and basically just thinking that he's signing all these things, but he's literally a bum in a back alley sort of thing.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Would it be okay to give our playtesters math just to enhance the experience?
As long as they sign a waiver, you're fine.
Okay. Follow.
Glider.
Me. Wait, okay, so follow me, glider.
Did you get me?
Okay. Yeah, I just got the word me.
All right. Follow me,
You'd
glider.
think it's just me being very self-absorbed, but no. It's right here on the screen. Well, that just sounds like, oh my god, so this is, oh my god. So, if you can cast your mind back that far, one of the many games I believe we made, I'm hoping I'm not confusing it with someone else, but we made a game where you are like a CSI, but you're on like one of those swan paddler things. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's like a murder on the like pond, and you have to get in the swan
Yeah,
paddler.
be some sort of lake
Okay.
detective.
So, here's what we've had. We've had, water cops, like, in the pond, and we've got, all the other CSIs, which are, just kind of land division. Now we can have air division. We can have, like, police pursuit in hang gliders.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So it's air crimes. It's the air crimes division.
Air crimes. So someone's farting.
That does technically come under their jurisdiction, but only if the person's jumping at the time,
That's a
or the
biological
fart is
weapon.
powerful enough that it gives them a little bit of lift.
Yeah, it propels them. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and veto, like, we're in a hang glider, and we're chasing after a guy who's, like, farting all over the place.
Yeah, no more fart jokes. Because I actually do generally
like
like the
jetpack
idea.
farting across the landscape.
So
Like, no, don't need that.
I like the idea of a mission-based kind of flying game, whether it's hang gliders or, we can bring other planes and jetpacks and whatever into it. What was that? Was it Crimson Skies? Was the one on the original Xbox that
I don't know.
it was just a very story-based, mission-based flying game with a lot of different types of planes and stuff. So maybe something along the lines, or just taking from that, just making it's story-based, it's mission-based. Maybe like your final mission is, defending Air Force One from attacking whatever. Or if it's still in the Trump era, maybe it's attacking Air Force One and taking it down.
That's a great image. You're just in your little... Well, you're either in a hang glider or you've just duct taped yourself to a kite or something, and you've just got like a slingshot.
Or you've done that classic... It's the classic thing, how... you'll in a movie, you'll see someone pull up and they all get out of the car and then it slowly pans down and the killer or the spy or whatever has attached themselves under the car. It's that, but it's Air Force One. So they've like duct taped themselves to the bottom of the plane before it took off, and that's how they managed to get aboard.
The problem is I don't really see how the action moves on from there.
Okay.
Well, then you've got like a wingsuit, so you like drop off, expand your wingsuit.
You drop off. Okay, well, you also die in that situation.
Wingsuit.
So, what I like...
As long as you have no capes.
Ben mentioned something about a mission-based sort of air crime division. One of the early side missions that turns into like a main mission is in the city. There's been reports of pigeons disappearing, and I like the idea that there's actually like a pigeon poacher who's collecting
Spider-Man, isn't it?
Well, collecting all these pigeons, and it turns out that he's like a huge arch nemesis of the game, like almost a secret sub-boss sort of thing in which he commands like this whole army of pigeons.
So in this reality,
The pigeon.
the air crimes division is just responsible for anything to do with like birds and stuff too.
Anything that happens 2 meters above the
It's
ground or
entirely
higher.
made out of anthropomorphized birds.
No. Come on, Sam.
No.
Don't be ridiculous. These are just normal pigeons.
Normal pigeons,
Okay.
not
Of course, they do
anthropomorphic.
become
Oh.
sentient once he puts his little helmet that he's invented on them all to turn them into
But
his
that's
army.
all science fiction,
Yeah.
It's not, that's not anthropomorphic because they can't talk. They can only think what they're saying, and yeah,
They can-
it's the
it's all
computers that talk for them.
Yeah, so it's basically Animorphs logic.
It's like the collars in Up on the dogs.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think anything that any crime that occurs more than 2 meters above the ground is air crimes division.
Air crimes jurisdiction. Yeah.
Air crimes jurisdiction.
They're constantly fighting. They're constantly fighting with the regular cops about stuff that happens in skyscrapers. They're just like, no, this is ours. It's like, no, it's in a building. You fucking air crime idiots. Doesn't count.
I mean, I'm just imagining kind of like, you know, the stereotypical like fat cop like eating a donut is like, can't reach it. It's the other crimes division.
No,
it's not my jurisdiction.
Yeah, they just like throw things up in the air. It's like not our problem anymore. But I love the idea that the air crimes division are totally like super trained up and gung ho, but they just barely ever have anything to do.
Yeah,
a lot of the crimes that they're sort of solving is like kids' balloons sort of floating in the sky.
Yeah, it's pollution. they book the kid.
Yeah. So they just get the blow dart. Like,
yeah,
it's like we don't need
it's restricted airspace
no more.
Okay, so
sniper.
Well, what I like is that there's like a fine line between anything on a building is still on the ground because there's like ground within X number of meters of their feet. But
what if it's out a window?
When they get launched out of a window and they're falling, that's when it becomes air crimes division. So
yes, totally.
There's a murder that happens, and as you start looking into it, they died like 4 meters above the ground.
Well, wait, how did they die?
They ran out of oxygen
above the ground.
Well, because
they died of a heart attack before they hit the ground.
Oh, so
if you like fall out, don't question me on this kind of shit because I watch like shows about like people dying a lot. Yeah, like if you like there's been cases where like the fuselage of a plane is just completely fucked up and they die of like hypothermia and lack of oxygen and that kind of stuff before they reach the ground.
love the idea though that the opening scene is, you know, the Emmy or whatever, making this call. They've been sitting there trying to figure out whose jurisdiction this is in because either they died when they hit the ground and it's land cops' jurisdiction, or
land cops,
or they died of a heart attack 4 meters above the ground and it's air crimes. And yeah, it comes down that it's air crimes, and that kind of sets the whole. It's like, yes, we finally got a murder.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on. What if the ending plot twist is that they were pushed from a building and therefore it's land cops division again?
Well, it depends though, because the death then happened in.
Yes, but it was perpetrated by someone on land.
Yes, but it doesn't matter about there. It's where the person dies.
Worse still, it turns out they weren't actually pushed; they were hit by a fish, and now like it's just fucking chaos.
But the fish was in the air. This is ours, damn it.
The fish was wet,
Oh shit!
It was still moist.
The goddamn sea force is going to come into it. These fuckers.
C force. Oh my god. A force, B force, and C force.
Okay, so
Oh my god, no, they're the A team because they're the air team. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Da, 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 da,
A team.
da, da,
A team.
da.
Not the
I love it
A-team.
when a plane comes
Another
together.
And Mr. T is still afraid of heights.
Okay, wait. We need to modify his slogan to be more in tune with the air division. It's like, I pity the... something that rhymes with fool that is related to air.
The coo pigeon, no.
I pity the coo. I pity the cuckoo.
I pity the cuckoo. That's enough. That's good
Oh
enough.
My god.
3 to 1
3
click.
to 1 click.
That's enough for everything.
Finger.
Plush.
Hold.
So is this one of these big plush fingers at like baseball games? Or like concerts or whatever?
That's not plush.
Well,
what are you
not quite.
talking
Well,
about?
it's foam.
It's a sofa.
Close enough.
Well, my immediate thing that, like, I have no idea how the fuck we used plush for this, but the thing that immediately I thought of was, there was I don't remember what the fuck they call them, but like the bonus challenge things they have at the Global Game Jam.
Oh,
Right.
is it diversifiers? Yeah.
Yeah. One of those was something like, at the start of the game, you touch, like, the screen, and you end the game when you, like, let go of the screen or something.
Okay.
Yes, I
So,
remember
like, that, but with plush, question mark?
Well, we could definitely take that as like a challenge. I guess, how does that... There must be some other sort of controls there. Is it touching with your other hand? Like...
You touch the screen and it shows you pictures of furniture and then it stops when
Stuffed
you let
toys.
go. That would be nice and easy to encode.
What was your word again, Sammy?
Hold.
Hold.
which technically you could use for basically anything, because that's like just an incredibly basic mechanic right there.
It's just a thing that people do.
Yeah, it's a drag and drop game somehow.
What I'm getting in my head is this young child who's like was holding onto their bear, their plush,
with one finger,
plushie, whatever, but they're also holding onto their parent's finger. And when they drop their plushie, they let go of the finger to pick up the plushie, and now they can't find their parents. So that the thing is almost going to a you play the child trying to find their parents in like this busy mall sort of thing.
And we could work audio into that by kind of having like the mother's voice like hidden in the sound design.
Well, I'm wondering if it's almost like a matching game, like trying to, kids aren't good at stuff. Like determining who their parents are or where or how to find their parents. Is it like having to remember the clothes or the voice, or like is there some sort of matching thing happening? I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out how mechanically you kind of create that experience of a child being afraid and lost and trying to find their way.
This is an incredibly terrible way to go. But like, what if like you get it wrong? It's like you go home and you're happy and you're like, oh god, wait, this isn't my parent. You just end up in some stranger's house.
Figure it out until they're tucking you into bed. This isn't my bed. This isn't my plushie.
No. When they turn off the TV, where the like news is like, local child kidnapped. It's like,
and then all of a sudden you hear like, and there's literally a bolt being slid and the door's being locked, and it's like, oh shit.
Well, maybe this is. Have you guys watched the show Happy? With it's got Patton Oswalt doing the voice. And...
I need to watch
haven't seen that yet.
Okay, basically the premise is that this little girl's been kidnapped, and she's got her imaginary friend who goes off to find her dad, who's sort of estranged from her and is a drunken, cop or ex-cop. Yeah. But he can see the imaginary friend and nobody else can. Maybe it's sort of similar to that, but it's the plushie. Like, yes, this child gets lost, grabs the wrong finger, and the plushie's like, oh my god, I've got to save this child. And then it's you as a plushie trying to convince somebody that you're real and can actually speak to them and to save your friend.
Or it's so here's something that I love Resident Evil. I think it's the best game of this year. But I will say, when it was first announced on E3, I was very disappointed because for a good chunk of that trailer, I was like, holy shit, we're playing as a borrower. This is going to be fucking awesome. Borrower stealth game. I'm so into this. What if you're doing that, but you're a plushie figure, and you do have to kind of stealth and stuff, but your ultimate goal is to just like, as much as one can as a plushie kind of character, basically Mortal Kombat the fuck out of that guy.
Yeah.
Because I do just love that juxtaposition of like, oh, it's cute and it's covered in the blood of its
victim. Yeah.
Victim.
Okay, so you've got, how about you got the kid holding onto the finger, holding onto the plushie, lets go of the plushie, and continues with the parent. Basically not realizing that they've dropped the plushie.
Okay.
You play the plushie trying to get back to the family. You're going on like a horrible adventure, like where you end up in Lost and Found, and literally you've got sort of like a Fight Club thing happening between all the toys in there and all this sort of stuff.
Lost toys, all the hard ass lost toys.
Yep. Yeah. You get out, and then you're coming up against like the Rat King and all this sort of stuff, and you got to basically.
Actually,
go for this huge adventure across the city.
This could be a fucking RPG, like full on.
Oh my god!
Wide-ranging RPG set in like the underbelly of the city that you got lost in, and you play a fucking plush stuffed toy. Can you imagine the character creation, the character customization?
Yeah,
so many opportunities.
You can do anything, but what can actually happen is as you go along, a la, your Batman Arkham Asylum and that sort of stuff. When damage actually happens to you in these boss battles, that damage continues on throughout. So by the time you lose an eye, you may be able to find someone to reattach an eye, but it'll be a patchwork eye that you can sort of choose along the way. And
yeah,
I love that idea of like there's no actual healing. Particularly, it's like you get stitched up with whatever you can find, and it kind of works. It might work a little bit, not quite as good as it did before, and then you finally get back to your child, and you're just like covered in all.
Are you the same? Are you still the same toy? You've gone through all this stuff.
God, It's Spec Ops The Line, but like toy edition. Quick question. If you lose an eye, because here's something that I like the idea of. You start off a level, you've lost an eye, and like half the screen is you moving around and half the screen is like a different camera seeing you moving around. Yeah, so then you can figure out where the eye is, because then you can kind of like
that.
You know, second person.
Yeah, it's very Mr.
perspective.
Potato Head in Toy Story, totally. Or Mrs. Potato
Yeah.
Head,
What I kind of like the idea of is that you lose depth perception. So,
God.
Yeah,
you know,
that too.
it sort of turns into like orthographic camera.
That would be like hell to
that
like
looks
actually
so
try and
weird.
run,
Yeah.
but that would be so like fun just to see how like fucked it would get trying to play like that. It'd be an absolute mess. Like you're walking towards something and it's the exact same size the whole way through, and suddenly you can't move because in fact you're rubbing your face against it.
Yeah, the only way you can tell
That
is
definitely
you
would
somehow
also-
spin the camera.
That would also like make it very like if the whole thing was fucked, you could also make it very difficult to actually find the eye, because you know you're just like half drunk meandering around, just like I'm almost there.
Well, you'd
I
really have to
think,
guide yourself by the eye, right? Because then you'd actually be able to see yourself, moving around in the space.
Oh, and then you give them tank controls, and it's exactly like what people wanted for Resident Evil.
Well, then you're almost playing like one of these games did have perspective, but like the very old pre-Wolfenstein 3D maze games.
We're now officially getting out of like the scope of like necessarily being able to do this. Just
You mean the wide-ranging RPG didn't do that?
No, but like
being an actual game.
I just had this immediate like amazing idea, which is 100% outside of like graphical scope. You just like you find toys and you can just like unstitch yourself and restitch yourself. So now you've got like a toy tank, like just like coming out of your abdomen to like
I do
fight
like
with,
the idea that you
attackers.
that there are drops that you can kind of upgrade certain parts of yourself.
Or you come across a Toys R Us that is going out of sale, like out of business. And that's where you can go and like raid the place for all these abandoned toys that have gone sort of feral.
Well, I like the idea that that's like your home base or like your marketplace. You can, because it'd be too overpowering, too overpowered to just be able to go in there and get whatever you want. Other toys have already come and locked this shit down, and you need to pay for this stuff.
Yeah. You need to go over to the JB Hi-Fi and like get some GoPros.
I mean, I'm just imagining this this mall that you're in at the start, and the security guard picks you up and throws you in the lost and found. Like your first half of the game is literally spent trying to get out of this mall. That basically
Trying to murder that guard.
Once it's closed at night, like all the doors are locked as you're going around. Like there's no way out.
Well, that's where your lock picking skill tree comes in.
Yeah, but that's a little awkward because it's a little
And
hard
you're
to just
climbing.
kind of like jump.
There's a very much an Assassin's Creed style. Or maybe
just
it's
be like
just
you
that
jump,
you have to
like you
go
just
to
have to-
the Toys R Us, switch out your arms for some wings from a G.I. Joe plane, and then you can get up higher.
Join the Air Force.
What I also like is it brings in that whole alternate ending thing of like Far Cry, that if you literally do nothing and don't touch the mouse for the first 5 minutes, the kid turns back up at the office to basically
pick
say,
you
I
up.
lost my toy. And
Yeah, that's the good ending. The only good ending.
That's the alternate. That's the alternate ending.
Yeah.
That's you didn't actually see your kid, so that's the ending, that it goes home, and that's when you realize that you've gone home with the wrong kid.
So the actual ending, you end up still at the wrong kid's house.
No, you end up at the right kid's house, but that's because you've sort of know which way to.
I love the
sort
idea
of
that
go.
like you finally show up at the kid's house, you're totally battered, and it's raining, you're soaked with your last ounce of strength. You knock on the door and then like collapse because they can't, kids can't see you moving. The kid comes and is overjoyed and picks you up and holds you close, and then you've accidentally stabbed them because you like attached a knife to your fucking left arm so that you could fight off the raccoons.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
3, 2, 1, click.
I really, really, really love that game. Sammy, if you're going to make any game, make that one.
But yeah, we'll just give you
Yeah,
the largest scoped game that we've ever come up with,
Well, that's the thing. I'm probably not going to do like most of it, but like literally, if nothing else, I want to do you're in a room and there's an eye just randomly located somewhere.
That would be cool.
Because like that is like the best, also dumbest like mechanic ever.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, should we do one more?
One more. 3, 2, 1, click. Diner.
Okay. I'm very interested to see how this one goes. Putting.
Okay. Roommate.
Okay. So it's a mini golf game.
It's the diner attached to the mini golf course.
Okay. Go on.
And
all the golf balls are meatballs.
Well, I was trying to think of some sort of food-based golf game. We having to knock eggs and meatballs and tomatoes around.
You knock eggs and it just...
You have to be very gentle with the
eggs.
eggs. The eggs are just only on the putting greens.
That's the challenge level.
Yeah.
So what I'm now picturing is you play in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's basically a golf course that has been sort of, or at least a pitch and putt sort of thing that's been set up. So you got to pitch the meatballs into the spaghetti.
Yeah.
You can putt the eggs off of this.
Well, I'm just thinking a very. It doesn't even necessarily have to be set in. I'm just thinking a very food-based mini golf game where each course or each hole is a different meal. Or maybe each hole is a different ingredient and each course is a different meal or something. So you got to do things like hit the tomato through the spinning slices, and that's the end of that hole, because then the tomato falls down onto the burger or whatever. And you got to, sometimes it is just a regular golf ball, but you have to hit the right things to press the buttons or fire off different things.
And if you fuck it up, somebody gets a bunch of golf balls.
Yeah, too. If you accidentally, yeah, basically, yes.
What's all this purple stuff?
So you're hitting bread rolls through, you're hitting heads of lettuce, you're hitting tomatoes, you're hitting eggs, you're hitting, I don't know.
You're whacking the shit out of cream to make butter. You're whacking backwards and forwards.
Exactly.
I kind of like the. Here's what I like about this, because I'm the kind of person who's basically I really like this game, but I'd like to just include this random bullshit side thing. What about if we basically made a game that was like Diner Dash or Cook, what's it called, Cook Serve Delicious or whatever, but instead of just pressing keys, you have to do quick mini golf challenges. Micro golf challenges.
So basically, people coming up asking for a particular dish, and all right, okay, I got to turn around this way and whack a golf ball down there, because once it gets there, it's going to trigger off the patty to fall onto the stove. And it's all timing based. That could be interesting.
So you have to manage all the timings and everything, and also just good golf accuracy.
Well, because then you have to line it up, make a really big swing, and hit the meal to the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you hit it wrong, then you might accidentally knock the pickles in, and oof, you're going to get marked down for that. You're not getting a tip for that, will you?
You definitely get marked down in a restaurant for knocking your pickle. It's true.
Yeah. No, I don't want those pickles. So yeah, you have to kind of balance accuracy over speed, and also your golf ability,
and also getting the meal right ingredients,
and also not accidentally hitting someone in the face.
Does sound dangerous.
Yeah,
but it's a novelty. I'm sure you'll get a good crowd.
Accidentally get some glass in someone's milkshake.
All right. Well, I think maybe we'll finish it up there.
You reckon? We've only gone an hour and 5. Let's go one more. Can't finish it.
Okay.
All right.
Because we want to edit out all the crap ones.
All right. One more. 3 to 1 fish.
3 to 1 click.
3 to 1 fish.
Pope.
Inception.
Holiday.
Inception. Why the fuck Inception? Inception's a dead joke.
I don't know.
He said conception, didn't you?
I said Inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
And holiday.
And holiday. So I like the idea that
holy
day. So you're trying to incept the Pope
while he's on holiday,
or to create a new holiday because you really want tomorrow off work. That's the whole reason. It's I really can't be fucked going to work next week. Yeah, on my birthday, I need the Pope to declare a new Catholic holiday. So I'm going to
we need an
get into his dreams.
So I'm imagining you go into his dream and it's just you could really have some interesting takes on and this is the truth as to what the Pope really thinks.
Actually thinks. But he's just going to be raping children.
Oh,
That's
don't.
what
With all the
you
stuff that's
think.
happening with Pell at the moment.
That's what
Come
you
on.
think, but then you get in there and it's all like he loves the idea of bears. Like
gay people that are
hairy
fat
and
or
large.
like...
no, I'm thinking like literal bears from like the wild.
You don't think it's like a twin?
Okay. Is it
Like Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, is this just like an interest of his that he's never...
Yeah, I'm thinking it's...
you're trying to... So then you're trying to convince him in his mind to make National Bear Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just like replay all his memories of like Paddington and stuff.
See,
I mean, I am glad that we're just talking about like bears because I feel like, depending on how we choose to go with this could very quickly slide into slander.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't have to be this Pope.
It could be Pope Donald Trump.
Oh my God, don't even say that. It'll happen. Actually, he probably did this damage there.
But then again, Christianity would be associated with that. And that's not good.
Oh, now I'm thinking that the Pope
Now, what
Inception
about
holiday...
What about Dalai Lama Trump?
No,
Trevor, you say your
Look.
thing. I think it's going to...
I'm now picturing, because for some reason I read the word holiday and I started thinking Mr. Bean's Holiday, which was a movie version of Mr. Bean.
That is
I'm
a
picturing,
weird connection, Trevor.
Yeah.
but
I was thinking Madonna song, but whatever.
I'm seeing in this first Inception or the second layer or something like that. Basically, the Pope is like this accident-prone sort of character, stuck in like this continual dream in which he's falling down and all this sort of stuff. So your whole thing is that you're going in and trying to help him out while also trying to get your holiday sorted. So
wait, so this isn't so much an Inception as much as it is whatever that Jennifer Lopez movie was, where he went into like the crazy guy's mind.
Oh, fucking the
one where they cut the horse into a bunch of pieces.
The Cell.
oh god,
Yeah,
that was a horrible film.
It was pretty messed up.
Poor horsey.
Okay, so I'm
on.
picturing the Pope is being played by Rowan Atkinson, and it's like this continual like slapstick comedy.
Oh my god.
You so want to see that, don't
Accidentally clubs someone over the head with a crucifix.
I kind of don't, but anyways.
you? Yeah, okay, we'll finish it there. Popeception.
All right, shit.
Popeception. I do like Popeception. All right, so on that note, thank you for joining us this week on Bitstorm. Sammy, do you want to let our friendly listeners know where they can find you on the lines?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at SammyDeedge, SammyDeedge. I'm part of the Inconsolables podcast, and I also probably should shout out because I think I've forgotten to on like all the other podcasts. I'm doing World's Greatest Shave. If you want to give me money for me to color my hair green,
Nice.
that'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and all other stuff that you can find from Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And if you want to find us online, the best place to go is podchaser.com/bitstorm. You can get to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the bits. We are part of the 8-Bit Collective now, as of a few weeks ago. So go check out all the other great stuff at 8bit.net and check out the 8-Bit YouTube channel for some of Sammy's stuff as well.
Ding! Yeah, I've got reviews and Crackdown, which I've got opinions on. Ooh, that's going to be a good vent. Yeah.
Okay, finally, you should check out AGPN, the Australasian Gaming Podcast Network. Search for AGPN on Twitter, the hashtag AGPN anyway. Look at AGP Network on Twitter as well, or the Australasian Gaming Australasian Gaming Network Facebook page.
Yep.
Finally, check out Containment Failure. And yeah, I stuffed everything up there, so.
Good work. I have that effect on people.
Yes, thank you to Kuridas for Containment Failure.
Thank you to Kuridas for the use of the song Mount Defiance off of Containment Failure.
All right.
Ben,
yes.
So,
thank you yet again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I'm Sam Harkin.
And together we are the Air Crimes Division.
I pity the cuckoo.
I pity the cuckoo.